what is this I'm feeling?
Hello, friends, and welcome back. I'm now joined by the real Roland, the one and only intern at BTS. What's cooking, Mr. Roland? Our master of SEA Asian Dota. We've got Game 2 between TongFu and CIS underway. We're in the draft, and we can hop right into it. We're going to have one more best of 2 coming up after this, and that's the one that Roland's really excited for. Titan versus Orange. It'll actually be pretty darn exciting best of 2, but in the context of right now, we've got TongFu versus CIS. CIS looking good in game number 1, shutting down TongFu pretty much in every section of the game. They dominated the laning phase, carried that momentum into the mid game, and, well, didn't really quite make it to the late game, and, well, CIS was way ahead. So let's hop into the draft here and see what's cooking here in the world of WPC Dota. CIS with the first pick. They snagged themselves up the Invoker. All right, first ban's all looking pretty straightforward. We've talked about that mix of scary heroes, and this time CIS will opt to actually ban out the Ember Spirit, which is an interesting little change of pace, but it will leave the Invoker left in the pool, and they'll scoop him up straight away. I'm sure CIS will be happy with that. I wonder, will TongFu pick themselves a Skeleton King? I want to say no. I want to say I hope not. But what do you think, Roland? Huh? What are the chances we see Wraith King in this game? On any team, just in general. Roland says 0%. All right. Yeah. They picked it into an Invoker before, and it didn't work out for him, but we'll see. I hope they don't go Wraith King. For the sake of TongFu not losing this game in 15 minutes, I hope they don't go Wraith King. But, yeah. So they grabbed Centaur Rubik to get things started. TongFu, of course, are on the dire side here. And pretty standard opener. Good support. Nice offlaner. And CIS, they grabbed the Lifestealer very early on. Bans, let's see here. Puck and Visage banned out by TongFu. And the TA Sand King banned out by CIS. Yeah, pretty straightforward. All heroes they don't want to mess around with. But here we go. TongFu with the third pick Axe. And CIS right there with a response. Third pick Dazzle straight away. Very interesting. Culling Blade completely counters Shallow Grave. 100% cuts through it. Dispels it. And if you're below that threshold, Axe will give you the Axe. I am a little surprised to see CIS just grabbing Dazzle straight up. One thing that Dazzle does do well, though, is give you a little bit of armor, and not bad at dealing with Axe and the rest of his kit, having the heal and all that good stuff, but in the context of Shallow Grave, Axe completely counters him. TongFu will fourth pick their Viper, presumably their mid-hero, offlane Centaur, and then they'll probably do a position 1 Axe. Probably a good chance that TongFu will do an aggro Crag tri-lane. CIS did grab themselves the Enchantress, so she'll be in the jungle. Probably Dazzle Lifestealer in the safe lane, and now they're just going to be looking for an off-laner here. As TongFu ban out the Darkseer. Would have been okay for CIS. They could have utilized him, but a couple of other off-laners still in the pool as well. CIS ban out Lion, and TongFu will be happy to pick up themselves a Nyx Assassin. Clockwork could be an option for CIS, a hero we've seen so little of recently, but another one that I think a little bit underrated right now. He is ridiculous. He's so good. Timbersaw could be an option as well against an Axe carry, especially an Axe Centaur core lineup. I think Timbersaw would be fabulous here. Come on, Black. You know you want to pick it. You know you want to pick it. So a hard support Nyx. I still worry for TongFu right here. Nyx, Rubik, and Axe is not the scariest tri-lane I've ever seen. They may not opt for an aggro tri-lane after all. The way we've seen Axe run when it's in this kind of position, one, is more in the aggro type style. Switch against the Lifestealer. But with double melee, that just becomes so difficult. I'm trying to think if there's another way that they could set up these lanes. I think ideally they'd like to get Axe in a 1v1 matchup against a melee hero, and that's just not looking like it'll happen unless CIS do a solo safe lane Lifestealer, but that's not going to happen with an Enchantress. So I'm not sure how well Axe is going to work out here. The reason teams are grabbing Axe is because he works pretty well against a Lifestealer. You can cull him through the rage if he's below the threshold, and he just does a lot of physical damage. Just an all-around decent hero to deal with Lifestealer. Personally, I think Bane is not a bad hero to deal with Lifestealer. I said it once, I'm going to say it again. But, yeah, the aggro try with a Nyx is just, it's not that great. Double melee and an aggro try is just usually not really the way you wanna do it. But we'll see. I would be surprised if TongFu did a safe lane Axe here, just the way this is looking much more like a safe lane Centaur kind of game. But there you go. CIS, they'll pick up Timbersaw with their last hero choice, and I just think that was the obvious pickup here. It will be Inflame grabbing the Timbersaw. He just works so well against these Strength Core heroes. We saw an Axe versus Timbersaw in one of the games prior today, and it was okay in lane. It was a solo Axe versus solo Timbersaw, and the Axe actually got the better of it, but as the game progressed, it was a little bit one-sided for other reasons, but still, Timbersaw does have a kit pretty on point with shutting down Axe. Centaur as well. So let's introduce these rosters. Here on the Radiant side, we do have Team CIS. It will be June playing on the Lifestealer here in the safe lane. They will be on the Radiant side. AO on the Enchantress. We'll start off in the Radiant jungle. Demons playing on the Dazzle, supporting up that Lifestealer here in the mid lane. It will be Black playing on Olin Voki. And Inflame will be in the off lane position playing on the Timbersaw. TongFu, uh-oh, there could be a clash in the jungle here. They'll be doing a little bit of the aggro tri-lane. They've got Sorry Fox playing on the Axe, XBG playing on the support Nyx Assassin, and Q will be on the support Rubik here in the bottom lane. In the mid, they will have U9 playing on the Viper, and up top it will be MT on the solo safe lane Centaur War Runner. He'll go ahead and get a ward down here right in the middle of the jungle, so he'll keep his bases covered, and he'll know if that Timbersaw gets up to any kind of trickery in the nearby forest. So it will indeed be an aggro try, the way that teams have been running Axe, and should make a fair bit of sense. With Enchantress dedicated to the jungle, this might be pretty successful in terms of completely shutting down the Lifestealer. It will be a 2v3 in the lane itself. Axe starting with a stout shield, plenty of regeneration, a lot of tangos just across the board here. June already, maybe in a pinch of trouble. Let's unmute these sounds there. Get some Dota sounds. Woo! So they will cut the lane. They're going to do this kind of funny Axe play here, kind of cheesy, if you will, where they cut the lane, look for some kills, and they're just going to send Lifestealer to the tower. This is a really odd strategy, and you don't see it in competitive play all that often. The great thing about it is Axe gets all these last hits. The bad thing about it is you have to chew through your regeneration, and it gives kind of pseudo free farm to whoever's in the lane here. Lifestealer, a very good hero to deal with this, because whoever's in the lane there has to take a little bit of aggro off the tower and take some damage. It is hard to last hit under the tower. There is that RNG factor, but at least Lifestealer will be able to kite them off and be able to heal through it. Now, Enchantress joining them, and June taking some pretty heavy damage here. Does have a rage. That's the first blood coming out. It does go for CIS. Rubik falls. Sorry Fox, not out of the clear yet. It's an utter disaster for TongFu. And that'll be a 2-0. Oh, no. This is where things get dirty. So that's exactly why you don't see this strategy in competitive games. It's not really that good. Especially against ranged heroes. Like, there's the Enchantress with a ranged creep, and then your Dazzle. Axe just can't get in their face. That's the counter to it. Just pick up a couple ranged heroes. And also the Nyx Assassin. Not really ideal for this kind of strategy as well. In my opinion, if you want to do this cutting the lane with Axe, you need some defensive supports. Like, Axe with a Wisp and a Batten is really scary. You've got the Aphotic Shield for Cleanse, the Miscoil, and then the Overcharge from Wisp, you know, or like a Dazzle, a Batten. Something that can keep this Axe alive. Make him scary, allow him to get up in your face. Because if you don't have that sustain, and especially if the other side has some sustain via this Dazzle Shadow Wave, things just get difficult. And especially against the Dazzle, when Axe is cutting that lane, Dazzle can just heal bomb him. I mean, this is really not an ideal scenario to try and do this. And, oh no. Sorry, Fox going to get initiated on again here. There's an Ursa coming in. Open wounds. That should be an easy Thunderclap. No, actually going to be off the mark with the Thunderclap. But the poison, nope, not enough to knock off the healing salve. That was a misplay from the Enchantress. He should have used that Thunderclap and it would have been a kill. But off the mark there. And they will let the Axe survive. Still, CIS kind of dominating down here for the most part. Continuing to zone out Axe. He does have 11 CS from cutting the wave. He got all those last hits. But this time the Hellbear Smasher will go in. Does connect with the Thunderclap. Poison coming out onto Sorry Fox. AO wrapping around the side. And that's going to be a kill for Black coming out. The Sunstrike even better for CIS. Now their mid lane hero gets the experience. Gets a little bit of bonus gold as well. And that will make his time in the mid so much easier. Courier already bringing in his Basilius. And obviously, we've got an Exort Invoker on our hands. Not surprised to see that early pushing tool. And CIS off to one hell of a start already. 3-0 out of the gate. And a good 1,500 gold, 1,000 experience lead for our Radiant team. As they do pull ahead. June racking up the last hits. Now about on point with the Axe. But Axe has already died twice. He now has boots. A lot of that early farm he picked up has now been nullified, as unfortunate as that is. Now in the top lane, we haven't paid much attention to it, but Inflame is actually our leader on the last hit board. 23-5, doing very well against this Centaur, who is 15-0. Again, Timber, very well suited in a role like this. Get that pure damage from Whirling Death, plus the minus stats. Hard for the Centaur to deal with. And looks like he will have Tranquil Boots coming out, but still sitting at home, waiting until the opportunity to use that Courier. Viper in the mid is doing well. He's number 2 on last hits, but so is Black. They both have 17 apiece, very even. A small disparity going in favor of the Viper, but nothing too groundbreaking. That kill that Black picked up with the Sunstrike will be more than enough to make up for it. Seems like a similar story to last game where CIS just getting better at the laning phase. Just straight winning the top lane. Mid is essentially a wash, and bottom I think we can call a victory for CIS. CS might be deceptively even here with Axe sitting at 18, 3 up on the Lifestealer. But he's already died twice. Lifestealer has 3 assists under his belt. He's been involved in all 3 of the kills CIS have picked up. Now Enchantress moving in. They'll go for the Nyx. Actually, never mind. They'll go for the Enchantress. No Nature's Attendance quite yet. She'll get telekinesed, and that'll be the end of her. Axe gets the kill. Hellbear Smasher has a Thunderclap up in 5 seconds. Sunstrike will be on the mark. Not enough for the kill, but it'll help secure Axe going to the grave. G in some trouble as well. Few more auto attacks. That's a brave Hellbear, and he'll finish him off. Enchantress actually getting credit for that kill. Demons looking for a dive onto the Rubik, but will be forced back. Port coming in from the Axe. But he's only level 3. He's not that scary. So in the end, CIS get a 2-for-1 exchange. Lifestealer now 1-0-3. Adding insult to injury, almost level 6. That's the big disparity here. Maybe the farm is kind of even. Lifestealer is about to hit 6. Axe is level 3. Axe is the same level as the supports on TongFu. But for CIS, their supports have been moving around, utilizing the jungle. Of course, having an Enchantress, that means you will be utilizing the jungle quite a bit. But Lifestealer just in a much better position overall. I'll go ahead and right-click Phase Boots. First core item, and this Axe needs to be a little careful. I mean, he's at the beginning, Axe is kind of tilted, but the counter heal, it doesn't hurt so much anymore. And Lifestealer is just a lot stronger than he is right now. It's about all it comes down to. Invoker, Boots of Speed, has his Gloves of Haste out. Probably looking for that Hand of Midas pickup. Has about 600 gold right now. So going for maybe a 9-minute Midas or so. But we'll see how it goes. Dazzle, double damage rune on. Looking for a kill perhaps, but will go up to the high ground. Telekinesis, in big trouble, does get the grave off. We'll just try and port home. Is there an interrupt? Yes, there is. And that's a dead Dazzle. Well done by the Axe. A very close call. And that will be the second kill on the board. Axe actually picking up both kills that TongFu have. So that's good. That's something. At least they get a kill on the support. Dazzle just getting hyper-aggressive there. I mean, with the double damage rune, Dazzle does hit pretty hard. I can see why he may have been interested in trying to pick up a solo kill on the Rubik, but Nyx was waiting on the high ground. And not going to give him that easy opening that he thought he had. Now Enchantress coming in. She'll sproink her way through the jungle. Open wounds up on the Axe. And oh my god, just look how much damage he takes. Enchantress is just chunking him. She's only level 5, but boy does she hurt. That Centaur coming in as well. Easy kill for CIS, and that'll be another one on the board for the Lifestealer here. Things still looking pretty even in the mid lane here. Viper and Invoker within a pretty comparable amount of CS. Actually, both have about 36 last hits, but Invoker slightly ahead. Compliments of those 2 assists he's picked up and that little bit of Sunstrike gold he's grabbed. Part of the power of the Exort Invoker. Getting closer to the hand of Midas, about 1,200 gold here. So we'll have a pretty well-timed Midas, given that he did grab Basilius and Boots first. Having a nice time here in the mid lane. Dazzle with a 8-minute invisibility rune will rotate towards the bottom behind the tower. This will not be an easy gank, though. He'll have to basically walk through tower range if he wants to try and set this up. Enchantress moving out of the jungle, so maybe they'll do it. Up top, though, in Flame, he's in some trouble. He overcommits a bit. Centaur uses the Stampede, and oh, the Sunstrike comes in, and Black will at least get a kill out of it. That'll make it a 1-for-1. Centaur for the, Centaur for the Timbersaw. Meanwhile, down bottom, they will commence the dive. They finish off the kill on Axe, and it looks like Rubik just ports back to safety. Now, perhaps CIS can transition this into a tower push. They've got the heals from Dazzle, and Nature's Attendants, and they've got a couple of Enchantress creeps here as well. Nice kills around the map. Good work from that Timbersaw. He knew he was dead. He pulled him into the corner, set up an easier Sunstrike for Black, and all the better for their mid-hero to get that kill with the Sunstrike. Because now Black has more than enough gold for that Hand of Midas, which he'll go ahead and pick up right now. It is coming on the courier. Yep, Archie blows. And CIS finish off the first tower of the game. It is the tier 1 in the bottom lane. Up top, whoa, Rubik. Caught the very tail end of it, but I don't know what he was thinking. That's a level 4 Rubik versus a level 9 Timbersaw. He just walked in. Timbersaw just straight cut him down. He chakrammed him in half. I mean, why the hell not? Meanwhile, CIS just continuing to pressure this bottom tier 2. TongFu not really in a great position to defend. They'll do half damage to it. They won't commit to finish off the tower, but still a great bit of momentum. And they pull TongFu kind of out of position here as they start to rotate. Mech inbound for the Viper. Has the first 2 core pieces. And about halfway, well, a little bit less than halfway to the recipe. Timbersaw will be the mech carrier for CIS this game, and he's in a pretty similar scenario, about 500 in savings. Does have the buckler and headdress already after Arcane Boots, so not going for the fast Bloodstone rush, but instead just getting a mech out onto the field. CIS looking like they did last game to take a mid-game advantage, and a mech is a good way to do that. Lifestealer will be going for another fast armlet after Phase Boots, no Hand of Midas, and there's that armlet already complete. In Flame, in trouble. He will get Berserker call, but uh-oh. Looking to find an escape, won't make it though. And U9 actually gets that kill. So TongFu do find a kill on the Timbersaw up top. Nothing too crazy. Timber with a... Whoa, pardon me. Timber with a pretty aggressive position there. And they will slap him down. June is just farming away, though. This is, once again, all 3 lanes for CIS topping the net worth chart. And they're just doing so much damage to this tier 2 tower now. Dazzle using the Shadow Wave. The creeps will get cut, and June says, you know what, let's just tank this. I'll pop the rage. Let's finish off this tower. Glyph comes out, and now they will get punished here. Rubik ports in, but a fresh creep wave comes. Who can get the last hit? It will be the Radiant. No Deny comes out. Last hit doesn't go to the way of Lifestealer, so a small victory for TongFu, but... Still, the tower is killed. And like I mentioned, Armlet is now out on the Lifestealer. So there's that big core item. And they're giving Invoker a lot of space in the mid lane as well. Viper's been moving around to the other lanes. He helped set up that gank onto the Timbersaw. And that's created a lot of space for Black. And now he'll be able to secure a tower kill of his own. Dazzle rotates in, and that'll be the second tower kill of the game. 2-0 in favor of CIS. Rubik, very poor right now. Less than 900 net worth. Brown Boots, a smoke, 2 GG branches. Centaur, not too far off the blink. Tranquil's up. And 1900 gold. In the mid lane, there you go. Mech up on Viper. Maybe they can make something happen here. No glyph. And CIS will commit to this tower, at least for now. Stampede forward. Inflame gets telekinesis. He's in trouble, but Axe just gets obliterated as he ports in. He's got a Vanguard, but that won't do much against the Sunstrike. Mech's off cooldown for Viper, but they don't have the mana for it. Now June in some trouble. Doesn't have a Rage, but there you go. That's the Shallow Grave. And no Axe inbound, so won't be able to cut through it. June toggles that armlet, and Enchantress here with level 1 Nature's Attendants will just port home. So there's the blink on the Centaur. Steps in the right direction. And, yeah, Axe is just... This is a disaster for the Axe. He's their position 1. Another game where TongFu don't really draft a carry. Viper was their mid-hero. He's the only one farming well. If it wasn't for Viper, 4 of the CIS heroes would be in the top 4 slots on the net worth. Viper's number 4. And his farm is still decent, but he's just not a hard carry. He ain't no lifestealer. Even Invoker will kind of give him a run for his money. And this Axe with just a Vanguard. I mean, you saw how fast he died in that fight. 13 minutes. Vanguard ain't all that much.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And he'll just move into the Ancients here, but... I mean, Axe is nowhere near a blink. Luckily, they have the Centaur, so he can be the initiator. But if Axe can't get there to follow up and they can kill him so quickly, not proving to be too useful. 3-man smoke from TongFu. Rotation towards the top lane. They won't find too much, though. Only a Timbersaw in a pretty good position. Does have a mech, so plenty of armor. And the heal makes Inflame kind of a rough gank. Looks like they'll still go for it, though. U9 in the front lines. There's the blink forward. Centaur does the damage. They'll finish him off. Sunstrike on the mark, though. And they'll find the kill onto the Centaur. It's actually the Invoker that picked up the last hit on that one. That'll make it a 1-for-1. And a pretty even exchange at that. Both the top laners here. Demons taking a lot of damage. Gets off the grave. June in the front lines. Impetus coming in. Oh, what a miss from AO. I don't think it would have been enough for the kill, but still that uphill miss. Cold Snap. Sunstrike actually off the mark, but it doesn't matter. Viper still falls. And the Invoker gets credit for that one. That will be a 1-for-2 here in the top lane. Nyx is Vendetted up, though. It's about to expire. And he'll walk back to safety for now. TongFu hold the tower. And CIS come out ahead once again. Let's glance at our graphs here. 10,000 gold, 4,000 experience. Whoops. CIS pressing forward. They will transition this into a push. They've got all 5 heroes up top. There's the defensive weave from Dazzle. Axe taking a lot of damage. Can't go man mode with this lifestealer. Rage is on. Chakram. They'll finish off the Invoker. But at what cost right here? Rubik falls. They'll press forward. Surprise inside. Just looking for the Infest Bomb. They'll catch the Axe. That'll be a 1-for-2. Now more ports coming in. They might be able to finish off Dazzle. No, they'll finish off the War Runner instead. Now Viper. He just ported in. He'll get turned around upon. Mech's not going to save him. TongFu just coming in one at a time. This is a buyback from the Axe. Soon to be a dieback. That's your first class ticket back to the well with a long respawn timer. TongFu just getting completely run over. Sure, they got the Invoker.
One of the good ones.
But a bloody disaster. Are you kidding me? IG just drafted Wraith King. What is happening to the meta? Why is everyone running Wraith King? He's not good. Guys, come on now. Suckleboosh Roland. Are you shitting me? Jesus Christ, you can't get away from it. I mean, I guess he's okay, but he's just so... Ugh, it's like watching Dro Ranger. He doesn't have any abilities. She just clicks stuff. Jesus. Well, CIS in great shape, though. Looks like they're close to sealing the deal. 14,000 gold, almost 10,000 experience. They'll press forward. Another Dazzle ult. And they'll chip away at this tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And, oh no. That's a dead Centaur. He just gets obliterated. Sorry, Fox. They're running in one at a time. I don't know what this strategy is from TongFu. Just confuse them. Maybe they'll finish off June here, but nope. He'll just turn around. He'll go man mode. They'll finish off the Lifestealer. That's something. Invoker. Maybe in some trouble. Taking pretty heavy damage. Cull off the mark. But where's the Dazzle?
bottom tower is
He's got no mana. That's where the Dazzle is. So CIS, they'll overstay their welcome. And TongFu, they get a couple of cleanup kills, but I don't know why they're fighting like that. Buyback from the Invoker. TongFu have been literally just running in one at a time.
Dire's bottom
It
tower
kind of
is
worked
under
towards the end of
attack.
that fight because CIS had already killed them once. They had all respawned, and then CIS were out of mana and lacking a couple of those big cooldowns. So they did pick up a couple of recovery kills, but the execution is just not there. I mean, CIS, they're not even going to retreat. They're just going to keep on keeping on. Invoker bought back. So did the Lifestealer. And, whoops.
Dire's top tower
Timber
has
Saw.
fallen.
He'll find a solo kill on the Axe while they push the top tier 2 tower. That's my bad. Even the Lifestealer buys back. These teams are crazy, Roland. With the buybacks, I mean. Dude, they're crazy. This is the 4th game we've casted tonight. We have seen some ridiculous buybacks. I mean, even right now after that fight, Black and the Lifestealer buying back there,
Radiant's
pretty
bottom
ridiculous.
tower is under attack.
It ended up kind of working out. They'll secure Roche. They got the top tier 2 tower kill, but an odd buyback. Roche falls.
has
Aegis
fallen
goes the way of the
into the
Invoker.
Radiant.
He's now got a level 3
Radiant's
Necro
bottom
book.
tower is under attack.
And they'll move forward towards the mid lane. Enchantress. She's got her Ag Scepter here at the 18-minute mark. That's an 18-minute Ag Scepter after power treads an urn. Wow. She's rich. That is one rich Enchantress, Sprunk. I mean, when you knock down that many towers in 15 minutes, I guess it's expected. It is 6-0 in total tower count. So that's about a 20,000 gold lead, 10,000 experience. CIS in great shape. Lifestealer now with the Sange. Oh boy. The fans are asking for more Roland analysis. You've been too quiet this game, Roland. I don't know. Yeah, I'm having the same problem. I don't know what to analyze here. CIS, this is one of those games where it's still throwable. Like TongFu could maybe turn this around, but they don't have any late game. It's a rinse and repeat of the last game where CIS, they did better in the lanes, they outfarmed them, they carried that momentum into the mid game, and now you're looking at it and it's like, well, CIS are pretty far ahead, but TongFu have no late game. CIS are the team with the late game advantage. So I don't want to call it too early, but what does TongFu do here? Like, your position 1 Axe just can't... Alright, Roland's question is, if CIS can still throw it, how are they going to throw it? And, well, Axe, he'll pour it out. I mean, like, the only way that they could really throw this is, like, diving tier 4s and, like, diving well type shit.
Missing bottom.
Yeah, I mean, if they, like, infest in the Timber Saw and then, like, dive into the tier 4s, miss the kill, and then Timber Saw dies, Lifestealer gets picked off, and then they buy back and then run into the fountain. Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. They can't buy back right now, but... I mean, they just have complete map control. I mean, literally, what can TongFu do right now? They're completely cornered. They don't have a single... Look at this is the map vision. Down bottom, they will catch in flame. They'll find a kill right here. That's something. Oh no, maybe they'll catch Lifestealer. Is this the throw? No, just a kill on Timber Saw. But they have literally no vision. I mean, that's like all of the income TongFu has pounded in like the past 3 minutes. They're barely even farming creeps right now. Like, they'll get a couple of Necro units. That's something. That's a little bit of gold.
Axe's middle is missing.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Alright. Roland's got a strategy here. The infest, hop inside the Nyx, move around, maybe pick up some kills. You can also hop inside the Centaur. Yep. You're right about that. With that, you can pick up some kills on the supports. The Enchantress will die. But even she is kind of tanky. She's... Yeah. Yeah, Dazzle. He's got himself a 4-staff. True, yeah. And there's a Blade Mail out on the Axe. So no blink. Vanguard. I mean, he's just so broke. He's less farmed than every single hero on CIS. Same level of farm as the Dazzle. And all Dazzle has is a 4-staff and Arcane boost. It's not even like this Dazzle's that farmed. Oh, man. It'll still be difficult for CIS to break the high ground. They've still got the Aegis on the Invoker, who has 3,200 gold. 3,300 gold. Tier 3 tower falls.
Dire's middle tower
And
has
Stampede.
fallen. Dire's middle
Uh-oh. Oh,
barracks
God, I
are
missed
under
it.
attack.
Uh-oh. Dazzle dies. And... Yep, and I missed it. 2 fights breaking out. But Axe will be the next to fall. In Flame, taking a little bit of damage.
Under attack.
Missing middle.
As you lived.
Dire's
Yep, and Dazzle will buy back.
fortified.
YOLO buybacks all around here, Roland. And Glyph comes out. Plenty of units still alive. Necro units, and uh-oh. That's not us. That is the server. Stream is still rolling. That is server. What unfortunate timing. Looks like we'll have a server split here. Yeah. So yeah, there's another connection issue here. You see all the players with very distraught looks on their faces, like, God damn it. You see the admins with their walkie-talkies, like they're reporting it in. Alright, we got some server issues. There you go. There's the man of the hour. MVP last game. That is Black himself. Handsome young man. What do you think Black does for fun in China, Roland? When he's not playing Dota? Or does he only play Dota? There's our Axe player. Learn Chinese. Yeah, actually, that probably is what he does in his spare time. He looks tired, man. This is TongFu's 4th game. They look beat. Well, I'm struggling to reconnect as well. The struggle is real. Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, like, if this is one of those where, like, the game crashed or we couldn't load back in or something, I think we're at, like, yeah, we're at Def Win territory. I mean, it's like it's a pretty insurmountable lead. They were about to get racks mid. They're like 20. They were like, last I checked the graph, they were 20k up, and they they killed a tower and had a few more kills since then. I mean, if you want to play it back, hero kills, I forget what the score was, but the tower count is 7-0 at the 20-minute mark. I mean, that's pretty over in my opinion. So we'll be patient here. I'll keep trying to reconnect, and we'll see what we can do. But oh, I think the lobby died. I don't have the reconnect button anymore. Console, what do I do? Just type connect. How the hell should I know? Oh, it says it right here. So I just type the IP number, the private or the public. The first one or second one? They are different. Roland, okay. Don't say it out. Why? What happens if you say the IP? That other people can connect. You can do that with the console. You can just straight like. I feel like that there's a very easy way to prevent that programmatically. All right. I'm trying to connect via IP, guys. Doing some hacksaw. What's it say? The unable to locate game from server game session. Yeah, I think the server died. Well, obviously the server died, but are they done? They're unhooking their shit. Okay. It's probably going to be a def win. I mean, in all honesty, that's like, yeah, most. Oh wait, oh yeah, there's a Skype group. Derpy. Let me ask. It's up now. Yeah, it looks like it's over. Is that a def win? Well, all right. That was a very anticlimactic ending to that game. Jesus. Yeah, Roland was right on both accounts. It was a 2-0 going the way of CIS, and also the Infest Bomb at the end, which I didn't capture on camera because I had a derp fail moment. So sorry, guys, that's my bad. So we'll have one more best of 2 coming up tonight, guys. We're at that 66% mark, 2/3 of the way done. Up last will be Titan versus Orange. Going to be an epic one. Roland, call it right here, buddy. Score of that series. Who's taking it? Titan? 2-0? 1-1? All right, Roland says 2-0 Titan. We'll see if the Roland prediction comes true. They'll have their work cut out for him. We'll have a break, guys, but then come on back in between Star Ladder games, our last series of the night, coming up after this break.